So I managed to do it. I managed to kill the cheapest eBay turbo I could find, 120 bucks. It took me all of 3 miles, but I'll be honest with you, it was my fault, not the turbo's fault, so stick around. Hey everybody, welcome back to the garage, and here we have the 3 mile dead turbo. And I'm an idiot. I just didn't do my research on it. I threw an inlet on there that had a restrictor on there, and I'm pretty darn sure I starved this thing of oil. It was 3 glorious miles. Patrons got access to the first drive video, so if you're a patron, you saw it die in action. You saw it puke smoke and looked like it was on fire. And if you're interested in seeing that video, hit up the link down below to become a patron. You know, $5 a month, you get access to behind the scenes videos, early access to some other videos, stuff like that. But we are going to do a post-mortem on this turbo, see if my thoughts are correct on whether or not I killed this thing by starving it oil flow, which I'm 99% sure. The amount of oil that came out of the exhaust wheel, it just shredded the journal bearings in it. But first, we're going to do the drawing for the oil filter sandwich adapter for the LSX models. I'm going to put a comment somewhere down in here. If it's yours, jump down in the comments of this video. This would have been for the oil, whenever we ran the oil lines. I think that video is the one that we got the comments together. I'll put the winner down here below. If it's yours, down in the comments of this video, leave me your email. It will not show up on YouTube. It will get flagged. Only I'll be able to see it, and that way I can send you an email and get your address so I can mail that off to you. So, that being said, I guess let's take our $15 air filter off here and see if we can even spin the turbine on this, or the compressor, I should say. It was glorious. It was 3 miles of gloriousness. We had boost on boost. We only got into a couple PSI, I'll be honest with you. Oh no, she seized up. Oh, there she broke loose. Oh man. Well, she was seized up. Surprisingly, doesn't look too bad, but let's split it. See what it looks like in the middle. Oh yeah. You hear that? Something's loose in there. Oh, that was a nut. That's a mounting nut. Oh, it's pouring its guts out. It had oil, just not enough oil. This is metric. I'll be right back. We're making a mess. See if we can get the rest of the oil out of it real quick too. Oh, there's something loose in there for sure. I can hear it whenever I rock this thing back and forth. But there's no shaft play. Oh, God, yeah. I don't know if you guys can pick that up. It sounds like it's on the exhaust side. Will I be vindicated? Most likely not. No, I've got a sneaking suspicion it's still going to end up being my fault. What the hell? Oh, it is a 13. Okay. Now, we do have a new turbo on the way. It'll be here, supposed to be here by Friday. And we're actually going back in with a little bit smaller turbo. This one, a little bit oversized for what I'm trying to do. If I were running just a straight single turbo, this would be a good size, but honestly, running it on a twin charge setup, I think that we kind of may have gotten a little bit carried away on speccing out one this big. So it's the one that's coming in is still good for 600 or 700 horsepower. It's a GT35 with a T4 exhaust flange. It should be good enough. A little more money than this one, but I don't know that that's going to pay. That's going to be neither here nor there. We'll just make sure that we don't starve it of oil or theoretically launch something through the exhaust into it. who the hell knows what we're going to find whenever we get this thing apart. I really am expecting to see some heat scoring on the shaft, the impeller shaft here. That would make me feel better. I would rather know exactly what killed it than to not know what killed it. And as I said, doing my research, I found out that generally you don't want to run an oil restrictor on a journal bearing turbo unless you're pushing oil past the seals. So they suggest that you go ahead and run restrictor free, and then if you have an issue with pushing oil past the seals, then you can at that point in time throw a restrictor in. But I started out with a very, very small restrictor, and oh, no, we got a chunk of metal in here. Did we ingest something? Oh shit, it's my fault. Okay, so good news is it may not have been the oil restrictor. That probably didn't help. The bad news is a piece of FOD was in the turbo from whenever I installed the wastegate. Yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. I installed the wastegate, I cut a section of exhaust pipe out and did not clean out the exhaust pipe. So learn from my mistakes. The turbo huffed this thing up. I'm surprised it made it 3 miles before this got into the exhaust turbine. And honestly, it looks like it only damaged one fin. One fin. But of course it wasn't going to be able to pass it through the turbine. Son of a gun. Okay, so that is how you kill a $120 eBay turbine. Or turbo, I should say. Bummer. Bummer, bummer, bummer. Obviously, as you can see, whenever it did get in there, man, it really pissed some stuff off because everything is just covered in oil. It, you know, I don't know that I necessarily want to tear this thing down much further than that now that we found the culprit, and just proves how big of an idiot I can be. And I'll be honest with you, the reason that this happened was because I was rushing to get this done. And that's, you know, one of the worst things that you can do. Whenever I talk about tuning, I preach about taking small steps, taking your time, doing everything in little increments so we don't make giant changes to the system that can in turn cause issues like this. This is what happens whenever you rush. This was a huge mistake. Luckily, it only cost me 120 bucks, 130 bucks, whatever this cheap eBay turbo ran me. But it could have been worse, I guess, you know. Bummer though, bummer, because the truck was running really well, and my guess was that this thing kind of got hung up in the exhaust side because it just, you know. But that's just that's stupidity. That's stupidity on my part. So I deserve that, you know. But it is what it is. It is what it is. We will continue on. We will have the new turbo in. The new turbo should spool quite a bit quicker than this one. It's not going to be as efficient on the top end. I'm a little bit nervous about it choking off the supercharger. So we'll see. But at the same time, we'll just have to see how it goes. It'll be fun. There should be no reason why it's not up and running by this weekend. I need to get underneath there and clean up everything that got covered in oil because this thing was just puking its guts out. It's, you know, we're gonna have. Oh, let's see what else that we're gonna have coming up. I think I'm going to get a spool gun on the way so I can weld some of the charge piping together, kind of clean that up, make it more solid. I'll be honest with you, driving that section of it, it was great. You know, no clunks, no clanks. The piping wasn't banging around. Everything's supported fairly well underneath there whenever it's all installed and, you know, and up in place. And, you know, it was making really good low-end boost already, and so I'm excited to get that GT35 on there because it's going to be even more responsive. And so I'm expecting this thing to really get into boost early and then let the supercharger kind of take over in the mid to higher ranges and do the compounding effect. So we'll see how that goes. The pulley that's in there right now should only be making about 5 psi if I remember right. It's not very much. And we're going to be running a turbo at 4 psi. I'm not sure what that's going to equate to whenever you get to compounding 4 psi into something that will make 5 psi. So, as I said, if you want to watch the video of me killing this thing, hit up the Patreon. The link's there for members. We've got some more content coming out. I got a VVT delete video. If it hasn't dropped already, it will be dropping this week. I don't know if this video is going to go out before that one. It probably will. That one was an early release for the patrons, and then, but it should be out by Wednesday or Thursday. And then we're going to do some more torque management, looking at the torque management on the different formats that you guys have suggested. So, bummer, man. That's heartbreaking. That just kills me. It kills me. I'm an idiot. I'm such a damned idiot. But hey, as always, I want to thank everybody. I want to thank all the new patrons. I want to thank all the new subscribers. I had a surge of subscribers lately. You guys are the best. I know people are out there sharing some of the tuning videos and stuff like that. Thank you for you guys for going out there, informing other people on the videos and bringing new people into the fold. I've got the greatest viewers out there on YouTube. You guys want to learn. You've got good questions, good feedback. So keep it up. Thank you. You guys make all of this possible. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. There will be a part 2 to this. We will have the Super Auto on the road in a couple days. I promise you. And this time, I will make sure that we don't have trash in the exhaust pipe. On top of that, as I said, plenty more tuning videos coming out. There's going to be some tuning videos around tuning the Super Auto, which will give you an idea of kind of what it's like to tune a forced induction vehicle, because this will be such a dramatic change to the tune that's in there right now. It'll be like starting over in a lot of ways. So a lot of information to learn from that. So smash the subscribe, throw a comment down below, give me your feedback, positive, negative, thumbs up, thumbs down, all that stuff. And as always, thank you for stopping by the garage. Son of a... Golly. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot and I deserve it. Oh well. That's how you learn.